Hello again, everyone. Here we are in the beginning of Chapter 3, mission called Downtown. So, we've decided to go with the skillet for this time around. It has a single target lock-on because we're going to be dealing with carriers and wasps, so I wanted that over the ability to take out multiple gunships in a single shot. It also apparently has an enormous explosion. In case you can't tell, this is the first time that I have used this weapon. Just purchased it with probably what's going to be my last weapon purchase of the game. The reason why I say that is it was about 100,000 credits, and I had 135,000 remaining, so that's pretty much going to take care of that. And I've already blown myself up a little bit, so might as well pick up this health pack while my teammates take care of the rest. Which isn't to say I can't still shoot indiscriminately in the air and still do major amounts of damage. You can still see this is a level 7 gun. The wasps still take more than one shot, so at least there's that. Something to make it a little bit more interesting. One thing that I do really like about this game, after playing it so much with the jet class, is that the reload window is actually very lenient on if you accidentally double tap X, because basically if you press the button to reload as soon as the bar shows up because you were tuned into your remaining ammunition, or it was just good timing for it, it doesn't try and do the active reload at that point. It's kind of, I don't know, hard to describe a bit, but basically you can't accidentally screw yourself out of a good reload. That's all I'm getting at. Teammate down because he's an idiot. Roger. It's more that he's actually on par with the difficulty level, not that he's an idiot. My gun is not, so I'm basically killing him like I'm killing the Ravagers. So yeah, this level, Downtown. It's another good, kind of wide-open battle arena level. You're not seeing it right now, but it gets there, and that pretty much is the core of it all. A lot of boss characters. I don't think that we're going to be seeing any new enemy types throughout the game now. I think they've thrown everything that they have at us already. So, from here on out, it's just going to be an escalation of what we're fighting at the same time, along with... Oh, actually, I lied. There's one new enemy type, and it's terrible. We're going to see it in, I think, 2 more levels, or maybe 3 more levels. But it's pretty much the worst. It is the worst level in the game, it is the hardest level in the game, and it is the worst enemy in the game. Although it doesn't actually deal damage directly to you. So for right now, we're just kind of holding down the right trigger, taking out the remaining flying troops. The usual. If you want to, it might be worthwhile to take out some of these buildings, but I'm not really too concerned with it at this point. So yeah. I'm actually really excited right now, because I'm out in Iowa, and this is the opening weekend of a new barcade. I saw they had Fat Tire as one of their beers. They had a few others. They were advertising it as craft beers, which is something I'm pretty excited about, along with cocktails, so hopefully they've got something good on that front. But they're saying that they have a Street Fighter cabinet, Simpsons cabinet, the 6-player X-Men one, which I'm super excited about, to get some of my friends together and play on that. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. But anything out in Des Moines that's kind of trendy takes forever before it gets to the point where you can actually get there and enjoy it. So it's going to be a few weeks before I get out that way. Still very much looking forward to it. Should be good times. And yeah, I was about to say, it looks like both of our teammates have taken a decent amount of damage, so we'll pick them up off the ground. Probably, nah, this weapon's still pretty good for taking out the larger swarms of enemies. I wasn't sure if I'd want to save my teammates a little bit of damage, or deal more to the larger enemies. And get a full heal for myself. And as you can see, another one is already spawned, so we get to deal with him now. And I'm not sure, I didn't calculate the DPS on this gun, so I'm not sure if using this or my other weapon is more advisable. But I'm going to go with this because it has a slightly smaller explosion radius, so there's less chance of killing my teammates off. It does have a bit of a longer clip too, so there's probably something to be said about the burst damage that it deals. And now there's some more enemies over in the area. I'll lay down some death. And probably not going to be a new weapon. It's a little optimistic to think that some still exist. Yeah. And I know, even by the name, I've seen that come up dozens of times, so not too surprised on that front. As you can tell, this is going to be a longer level, considering that we have not even made it to probably about halfway point.
Scattered around the area. Rearm if you need to, but be quick about it. We're detecting what appears to be a big counter-assault closing on your position.
This base must be held at any cost, period.
Roger that, Intel. Dig in, Lightning. We're detecting wasps, gunships, and multiple carriers.
This is Lightning. We acknowledge.
Alright, so they've given us... Alright, here's the new Robo-Wasp. Horrible life form created by Satan. And we also have these 4-port gunships. They're not too bad. You want to make sure to try and get your reticle over one of the ports that enemies aren't pouring out on, so that way you get the full damage going in. If you do manage to hit the enemies as they're coming out, you might still be able to get some damage in, if you're fortunate. But for right now, they're just going to be throwing wave after wave of enemy. Using a Goat Shriek in this situation would be nice, because it has split lock-ons, but unfortunately, not a luxury that we have at the moment.
Lightning. Looks like those carriers might have just been passing through.
Oh yay, they're running away. Fortunate us.
Correction, Lightning. The carriers are back.
Oh, nope. Yep, so now you get to deal with wasps, carriers, gunships, and I believe that they're going to spawn at least one more bomb spider on us. Possibly a mantis. I actually kind of forget. But the strategies all still remain the same. If you can split out your damage, great. Otherwise, focus on the carrier, make sure that your ammo is constantly reloaded for the gun that you're using to deal damage to it, so that way as soon as the door is open, you're able to get the maximum potential out. In the case of the weapon that I'm using, though, it has a long enough fire time to get through the whole clip. Okay, and here's why those guys are annoying. They can land on you, and they will attack you until your teammates free you. And in some cases, your teammates are idiots, so they never will. Maybe not never, but you take more damage than you would be comfortable taking. How about that? As you can see, you can also shoot this back panel as long as the doors are open, which is a good way of getting in reliable damage if enemies are coming out. Actually, it looks like we have reached the maximum amount of enemies that it's going to output, so all of those bays are just opening just to be polite. They basically just do some damage. Don't worry about it. We'll still be here for you. Not sure if there's reduced damage if the bays are open or not, though. Maybe worth looking into. So let's clear out some ground troops for a second and get some more damage in. Not really too much to say at this point, either about the game, the level, carriers, what I'm doing. It should all be pretty standard at this point. Which I think is kind of why a lot of people, again, this game gets a lot of negative feedback, probably for those very reasons. It's not incredibly varied. After you've seen 10 levels, you've seen most of what it has to offer, but I think that it's still fun. It's just unwinding and relaxing. So, again, keeping in mind that this is on the hard difficulty, but not the hard-est difficulty. Reminds me of the difficulties from Super Hexagon. Anyone's ever played that? The difficulties, I think, were like hard, hardest, and hardester, or something like that. And they might have all been Hexagon-based too, but I forget. That was a fun but incredibly frustrating game. Just the controls do not work like you would want them to on your first run-through. They don't work like they would appear to. So just kind of getting used to those took a lot longer than I was expecting. And even when you get used to it, there's still a lot of times where there's just nothing you can do. You basically have to be completely in the zone. Oddly enough, I've played that game, Super Hexagon, a couple times while I've been drunk-ish, and it's actually gone slightly better for me in that state. I think it's because I'm not paying as close attention as I need to be, or I'm paying the right amount of attention. Like I'm not doing it right now. Yeah, basically, you can kind of see into the matrix on that one. It's like, oh, I need to do this. It's good times. It's a fun game. It's like $3. I'd recommend it. iOS or on Steam.
Base secured. Outstanding. At
All right.
ease, Lightning.
That takes care of this one. There is one more weapon drop that we are not going to be able to pick up.
Ops, let's take this to a secure channel for a moment.
Roger that. Okay, Lightning, stand by.
Alright, there we go. Now just to troll our teammates a bit. That takes care of this level. So, no new weapons, no new anything. So, I will see you guys next time in Busy Work.